Yahar mateys! Welcome to the seas. This is Damron. I'm playing Sea of Thieves. In this video we're going to be covering the new adventure Shrouded Islands that has just come out in Sea of Thieves. And these are essentially time-limited adventures that are going to shape the course of Sea of Thieves over the coming months and years. They want to kind of create a living environment, so these are actually time limited because as we progress through the adventures, the world of Sea of Thieves will change based on the things that we do. Now, I certainly don't like the time crunch of 2 weeks. I think they should have made it at least 4 weeks, but that's another story. Let's get right into this. You are able to get a new title as well as a new compass so long as you complete this adventure in the 2 weeks allotted. When you log in, you're going to have a new note that says to talk to Lorena. She has a new adventure for you, so go ahead and talk to her, and you should see the dialogue option to begin this new adventure, and she'll tell you to sail to the Golden Sands because the traders have gone missing, and she says you need to go to the outpost to search for some clues to see what happens. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to sail up to Golden Sands, and when you get up there, you're going to notice that the Golden Sands now has a green kind of cloud around the shroud, the outpost, this kind of green shroud that looks pretty cool. So when you actually get to the outpost itself, you'll notice that there has been a big battle here. Something has happened. We don't know, but something has happened here. The tavern's destroyed. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend you just walk around the outpost and look at the different things that have changed. It's pretty cool. But nonetheless, what we need to do for the adventure is to go into the tavern itself, and on the main table, you're going to find a new compass sitting right here, the mysterious compass. And similar to all of the other magical compasses in the game, the Golden Wayfarer compass, the compass you get on the Wild Rose Talltale, this compass essentially will point in the direction that you need to go. And for me, it took me to Crescent Isle. There's 3 places that it can take you depending on what island you're closest to when looking at the compass. You can either go to Crescent Isle, which you most likely will, or you can go to Marauder's Arch or Devil's Ridge. So it can take you to those 3 locations, and where it's going to send you is really just where you're closest to, because the character that we're looking for is at each of those locations. So go ahead and shoot over there, and when you kind of go on the island and go where the compass leads you, you're going to find a new character in the game named Belle. And Belle is now going to be happy that you have brought her compass, but more importantly, once you give her the compass, you're going to be able to complete that chapter, and she'll talk a little bit. I'm not going to ruin any spoilers for you, but essentially after you communicate with her, talk to her again, and a new dialogue option will be available for you to continue your adventure. So now that you've selected that, you will begin chapter 2 of this particular mission. Now keep in mind, if you did chapter 1, you could log off and you could come do chapter 2 at a different date. Your progress is saved, but nonetheless, when you begin this, she will light a soul flame lantern beside her. It's very important that you get that. You could also put it on your boat if you want to, but what she's going to say is she's going to give you this paper that says you need to go to the wilds and seek an island that has the shroud, similar to like what we saw at Golden Sands. So if we head over there, you'll find a very notable island that is covered by that shroud, Shipwreck Bay. So that's where we're going to head into the wilds, which is at M10. So go ahead and head east, or depending on where you were, go to Shipwreck Bay. And when we get there, if you walk around, you're actually going to see a lot of soul flame braziers scattered around the island. In fact, there's 8 of them, and I'm going to show you all the locations. We're going to start here at the northwestern portion of the main island. So go ahead and light this brazier, and I'm not going to show this on every one, but when you light the braziers, a small scene will happen, and you're also going to be attacked by a new enemy, the Phantom Reapers, or the Reaper Phantoms. Which way is it? I can't remember. They're going to show me here in a second, but you're going to have 3 of these at every brazier you light if you stick around and you want to fight them. Now they also can drop a new item, the Rune Tablet. I'll show you that in a little bit, but first let's cover all the locations of those braziers. So from that, we're going to head east right underneath this archway, and right on the other side you're going to find your next brazier right on top of this wooden platform. From there, we'll just turn to the right, kind of, which is southeast. You can find our next brazier tucked up against the rock here in the bay of Shipwreck Bay, and then go around that rock and head to the north, eastern north by northeast side, and you're going to find another brazier on this platform that's kind of underneath that rock where the skeleton throne is. From there, we're going to head southeast, just kind of go along the rock line here, and you'll find your next brazier right here, right in front of the shipwreck. Again, these are all easy to find. They're out in the open. They're not difficult. You could probably find them on your own, but this is probably the fastest way to do it. So from that, head southwest and you can find the next brazier that's beneath the front of the wrecked ship, right here. So you can see I'm just running from brazier to brazier. You don't actually need to stay and kill the Reaper Phantoms that spawn, but again, if you do spawn, you can get the new item that can potentially drop from them. So from that, head north, you'll find your 7th brazier right up against the main rock in the center of the island, right here. And from that, we'll head west to our final brazier that we need to light with our soul flame, which is right up here next to the caged prisoner, so you can see that. So again, it's important that you have your soul flame lantern. I highly recommend you put some on your boat as well, just in case you die. Nonetheless, once you've lit all of the 8 braziers on Shipwreck Bay, now you can go to the center island and you'll see this cage on a platform that is open that now you can light with your soul flame lantern. And once you do that, you're going to start a ritual. This is pretty cool. You'll see some phantom cannons, some phantom cannonball crates, and food crates. It's really nice because you can actually go in there and get some phantom cannonballs and phantom flame balls, so that's pretty awesome. But nonetheless, you're going to fight several waves of these Reaper Phantom enemies, and eventually you're going to fight a Soul Flame Captain. And once you take out the Soul Flame Captain, he will then drop a buried relic map. Now the Soul Flame Captain, his difficulty is scaled to the size of your crew, so if you're a sloop solo, it's pretty easy, right? Don't worry about it. But as your crew gets bigger, the Soul Flame Captain gets stronger. Once you kill him and pick up that map, you will finish chapter 2, but you need to go ahead and do chapter 3 while you have this map in your inventory, or you would have to repeat this process in order to get the map again. So we're going to go ahead and finish part 3. So you can see it's sending me back to Crescent Isle, and this is the Rune Tablet I was telling you about earlier. This is what can drop from those Reaper Phantoms. One of the 5 deeds is to sell one of these to Belle, so keep an eye out when you're killing those Reaper Phantoms if they drop this. This item can be picked up by you or any crew, so anybody there can actually see that item. Nonetheless, now we're heading back to Crescent Isle. Again, this can actually take you to Crescent Isle, Marauder's Arch, or Devil's Ridge. It's all the same because Belle is at each of those locations, so that's why you can go to those 3 places, okay? So this for me went to Crescent Isle, but again, you could go to Marauder's Arch or Devil's Ridge. And once you go here and you dig up that X marks the spot, you're going to dig up a Hexing Skull. Also, when you dig this up, you will be attacked by some more phantom enemies, so be ready for that. Once you've killed all of that, now we can take our Rune Tablet to Belle. This will be so we could finish one of the 5 new deeds that are associated with this adventure. But also, when you turn in the Hexing Skull, now, if you talk to Belle, she will now have a new dialogue option that will only be there once you have given her the Hexing Skull. And once you've done that, now you can complete the adventure. She'll give you like the shortest talk ever, which basically tells you there's nothing else you can do. But it'll start chapter 3, and it'll be a very short conversation, which will then end chapter 3 and end the adventure of Shrouded Islands. You'll get the new title as well as that new compass, which looks pretty cool. But again, man, I really don't like that it's only 2 weeks. I think they really need to take a second look at that. People that have families, you're traveling, thinking everybody can log in every 2 weeks to play for a couple hours, I think is, in my opinion, a little ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, but hopefully they kind of lengthen the time these adventures are available. So I hope you guys found this helpful. As always, hopefully I'll see you on the seas.